Hi everyone, today I'm going to be showing you how to make biscuits, so let's get started. So first we're going to start off with our flour, and this is all-purpose flour. And then I'm going to be adding baking powder, which is going to help our biscuits to rise. A little bit of salt, that's going to give our biscuits a nice balanced flavor. And a little bit of sugar. This will help the biscuits get that nice golden brown color. And we're just going to mix that up with our fingers. You can also use a fork or whisk. And now that all of our flour mixture is ready, we're going to add in cold butter. And you want the butter to be really cold. I like to actually cut it up into cubes and then put it in the freezer before I add it to my dough, so it can be really, really cold. Or before I add it to my flour, excuse me. So basically now we're going to break up that butter into our flour. So I'm picking up the butter and I'm kind of pressing it between my fingers and creating little pieces of butter all throughout my flour. And that's going to create little pieces of butter all throughout our dough, so that when we put our biscuits in the oven, all those little pockets of butter will melt and create those like really nice buttery moisture pockets within our biscuits. So you want it to be all broken up. All the butter should be broken up in the flour. And you'll actually see the flour kind of change color. It will get a little bit almost yellow. And it should look something like this. And now we're going to add in our cold milk. So I'm going to add in about half my amount at first. And I'm going to work that into my flour. And I'm just using my fingers almost like a tool, and I'm tossing the flour in that milk just to let the flour absorb all the milk, or as much as it can. And it still looks a little bit dry, so I'm going to add a little bit more just until the dough starts to come together. Whenever you make biscuits or whenever you make pie crust, don't add all your liquid all at once, because depending on the weather, depending on the flour, it could all change how much liquid you need. You might need more or less. It can be kind of finicky, if you want to say, but it's not something to be afraid of. Just kind of add a little bit at the time, a little bit at a time. And if you can make biscuit dough, you can make pie crust, you can make all those things. You just want to kind of watch out for it. You see how I kind of pulled up the dough and you see those kind of dry spots? That's just saying that it needs more liquid to kind of help it come together. And I'm going to add in probably a tablespoon at the time, just until everything comes together. And I'm kind of lightly moving my fingers around the dough, just kind of gently pressing it together. Not too much, but just kind of like gently pressing it together. You can do it. Give it a try. And once you get the hang of it, you can add sweet potato to the dough and make sweet potato biscuits. You can add flax seeds. You can add whole wheat flour. You can add oat flour. And you can change it up to whatever you like. And I've tried it all those ways. And it's just fun to experiment. So give it a try and you'll get the hang of it. And then you'll do it the way that you like best. And there you have it. Now you can see our shaggy kind of dough has come together. So now I think it's together enough where I can put it out on a floured surface and kind of work it and start to shape it into the biscuits. So let's get started doing that. So on a floured surface, we're going to pat our dough out until it's about a ½ inch thick. And we're going to just use our hands. You could use a rolling pin too, but I just like to use my hands. So you want to pat that out. And if you need more flour, just add a little dusting of flour along the way so it doesn't stick. And once it's the thickness that we like, I'm going to take about 1 inch or 2 biscuit cutter. It's about probably like 2 inches wide. And I'm going to cut out my little circles as close together as possible. And once I have all my biscuits ready, I'm going to put them in a 450-degree oven for about 10 minutes. But you just want to watch them. And once they come out, they'll be golden brown, fluffy, and really nice. And I think you'll enjoy them. So give it a try. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.